A horrific discovery has a Memphis man filing a federal complaint against the city of Memphis. He found a picture of his dead mother's partially nude body in her phone. Impact team member Kelly Cook was first to tell you about this story back in September. And Kelly, he's suing over body cam footage, is that it?
That's right, Joe. LaMichael Wilson says he's only seen about 10 seconds of that body cam footage of the day Memphis police officers responded to a wellness check for his mother. He's asking to see the body cam footage in its entirety. On July 1st, Memphis police found 69-year-old LaJanice Wilson Tannen deceased inside her Orange Mound home. Wilson says the medical examiner ruled her cause of death as a pulmonary embolism. Well, 2 days later, a disturbing picture appeared in Wilson's mother's iPhone as a photo memory. Now, we're not showing you that picture, but the photo included a woman wearing only underwear, sprawled on the bed on her stomach, and what appears to be 4 electrode pads on her back. Memphis police said in an email statement that, quote, a photo was taken accidentally while the lieutenant on the scene was trying to gain access to the phone to locate a contact number for the next of kin. The photo was deleted, end quote. But in our investigation, Wilson provided phone records that shows him speaking to officers at 1:01 p.m. That picture was taken at 1:05 p.m. Wilson says he still has lots of questions.
Why was my mother's dignity not protected in her final moment? Why has the city of Memphis adamantly refused to release the full body camera footage of all responding officers? Were the pictures even shared? But it is also about more than my family. It is about the principle that every human being deserves to be treated with dignity.
Now, Wilson filed the complaint yesterday in the U.S. District Court for the Western District. MPD says the Internal Affairs Bureau investigated the case and cleared the officer of any wrongdoings. Wilson is seeking a judge to declare the defendant's actions unconstitutional, damages for emotional distress, and a release of all evidence, including the body cam footage. For the Impact team, I'm Kelly Cook.